Good afternoon, Flosstube. It's Sarah from Bright Stitcher. This is take 2. I made a fantastic video earlier this afternoon in front of my pretty Christmas tree, which now it's getting so dark outside with the early evening that we've lost the light that I had in front of the Christmas tree, so now it kills the effect. So now I'm in my bedroom, so I apologize if it is shaky because I'm sitting on the bed. So before the video was 39 minutes long. It's not going to be that long this time. Because I tried using the YouTube webcam, and I know Garrett said earlier that they were having problems, and I went on and saw that it said January 16th is when they're going to turn it off. I'm like, it should still work fine. But since 2 o'clock it's been trying to upload, and it's now after 4 or around 4, so, and it's still at 0%. I said, I'm not screwing around with that all day. So, I have some little finishes and a little WIP. I would like to talk a little bit about what I want to do for 2016. Hopefully do Joe and Molly's general stitching tag, although I have the picture saved in my Kindle, which my phone that I'm recording on is propped up on, so it may not work. But then I also got a little stash from my Secret Santa in the Under the Seas Secret Santa. So I would like to show some of the stuff I got from that. So first I have 2 ornaments that I made a good 10 years ago. For our Christmas tree, and since it's Christmas and they're handy, thought it's time to show them off to somebody. The first one is on, I believe it's a 16 count Aida. It is a red and green and brown opalescent. I want to say it's a Pictures This Plus fabric. I can't guarantee that. I bought it at the Creative Arts and Textile Show in Des Moines back in 2002 or 2003. And so this would have been a small remnant of whatever I'd originally purchased the fabric for. And then I believe the dog is from either Cross Stitch Crazy or World of Cross Stitching magazine. And it would have been early 2000s. And this one, little kitty cat, little ho ho ho. I believe this is from Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue 2004, 2005, maybe. So, and it's just on a gold opalescent even weave. And it's a little hanger. It goes on, they both go on the Christmas tree.
Can I help?
You can help them a little bit. You be quiet right now, okay? And then this one, I just did this last year. It's from the 2014 Just Cross Stitch Ornament. Please stop. Please stop. And I believe it was it might be a Little House Needlework or Country Cottage Needleworks chart, but I'm not positive. I didn't check it recently. So it is using mainly Gast and Week Dye Works threads. I know I substituted out most of the threads they called for, especially I think this dress was more of a darker red, and I used more of an antique rose pink color. So, and then what I stitched it on is from Cross Country. Elizabeth, stop. I'm sorry. Children, I swear. This is just one of those days. This is on. Stop moving, please. The piece I stitched it on is by Cross Country Stitching. It's one of the pre-finished items that they may still sell it. I'm not sure. I used to buy a bunch of these little folk artsy things to stitch on. So, and it just hangs on a doorknob. Yesterday, you may have seen on Facebook or possibly Instagram if I stuck it on there. I'm not positive if I did or not. But I finished up, this is from this year's Just Cross Stitch Ornament issue. It's by Ink Circles. It's like 4 little Christmas lights all stuck together. Where's the camera? It's not picking up the color. The color's better there. The fabric is by Hand Dyed by Stephanie. It was in a grab bag. It's a linen. I want to say 32 count-ish. The pink thread, I substituted out all the threads it called for. The pink is a 6-strand sweets that I've had laying around for years. And then the green and the creamy color are both from Most Sales. So I'll hopefully finish that up as an ornament soon. And, oh, I have a little WIP update. I hate to take this all out of here. I know a lot of you have seen it many times. The Storytime Sampler, I got October finished and have started the frame for November. And I'm ready for this to be done. It's just turned into almost like a homework project. I was so excited at the beginning, but I think since I didn't do my frames all at once at the beginning, like some people, that because I hate doing the frames. I don't like stitching the frames. So it's almost like it's become homework. You know, I like doing the inside of the frame part, the pretty little part, but there's just so much, you got to pay so much attention when stitching the frame because of the detail in the design of it. So, okay, so next I have what I am going to, no, the Under the Sea Fabrics Facebook group did a Secret Santa exchange. And my Santa, Karen, went above and beyond. She did a fabulous job. You're supposed to send stuff off the person's wish list from 123 Stitch. And then some extra Christmassy stuff. She sent a mug that says "Be Naughty, Save Santa a Trip," and it's a nice big mug. There's some chocolates in there, a box of the Ferrero Rocher chocolates, a Starbucks gift card, which is fabulous, 2 packs of John James needles, some gassed threads, sugar cookie mix, some cookie cutters, and some little sprinkles that look like they're light blue and white, kind of chunky, almost like chunky glass sugar. And then this is the cross-stitch stuff that she sent, besides the threads and the needles. But these are from my wish list at 123 Stitch. The Country Cottage Needleworks Christmas Cheer. The Mill Hill Latte. Sorry for the glare. And then the colors are just fabulous. And there's 3 packs of beads in there. Crazy. So many beads. And this dark bag. I don't know if you can see how tiny they are. I mean, they're like minuscule. Crazy. This is going to be fun. Oh, I can't wait to do that one. A new tacky bob. Because to me, you can't have enough of those. I use those like I do needle minders. I seem to have a different one for different projects anymore. Especially since the projects with beads are getting to be so big, like Mirabilia's, that I'd rather have a different one for each project. And then Royal Holiday, which I just love it. Love it. It's fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to try and set this. Sorry. I'm trying to, not sure if this is going to work, but it just, did it work? It kind of worked. Okay, good. Might be a little angle, but. So, and then there is the, I know a lot of people get the Just Cross Stitch magazine. And the most recent issue has this winter Seasons in Chalk art trying to get it without a glare. It's so hard. There, you kind of see it? The hands-on design is working with a artist that works with chalk, and they're coming up with the Seasons in Chalk Art series. It's going to be a year-long series, so I don't know how many there will be. For some reason, I thought I saw somewhere that there would be 7, but I don't know where I read that, unless it was something the artist, put on Facebook or somewhere. But this just says it's a year-long series. So I'm hoping there's at least one for each season. So there should be at least 4. So I'm going to stitch that. It is stitched on Slate by Stephanie at Hand-Dyed Fabrics. Honey, you just wait a minute, okay? I'm almost done. But I don't have a piece of slate, and it's calling for a smaller piece. It's calling for a 14 by 16 piece of 32 count Belfast. And I want them all to end up being that size because I would like to stitch the whole series. And I have this, since I mainly stitch on 32 count, I have this piece by Leslie, Under the Sea Fabrics. It's Umbriel, and it's an opal. And I thought, since that piece is, the majority of it is in that chalky white color, that I'm going to try it on this. I think that will work well. Because when you think January, it's, I don't know if it's picking up really good, but it's kind of a gray blue and then a brown. It reminds me of January and winter. It makes me like when the snow is starting to melt and it's just kind of gross and muddy and dirty and bleh, cold and foggy. And since this is stitched, the chart is kind of nighttime winter, I thought that might work really well. And if it doesn't, oh well. I can always stitch it again. So, I'm going to do that. For 2016, that is the one thing I have planned I want to start. The rest of 2016, for me, I'm hoping we'll be finishing things up. I would like to finish Stargazer. I want to try and get the Storytime Sampler done in the next couple weeks. We've got, 3 weeks till the year's over? So if I can, I'm going to try to focus just on that until it's finished. So, sorry. Hopefully that'll be done in the next 2 weeks. 3 weeks. So this winter, this series is the only thing I'm, as of right now, wanting to work on to start new next year. I want to finish Stargazer. I have not touched her in the last 2 weeks since the last video. I want to work on Raven Queen because she so sadly only has part of a pubic bone right now, or pelvis. And she needs to be beautiful. I want to finish the ABCs of Parenting. That is 2/3 to 3/4 of the way finished. And it's an easy stitch. I don't know why I don't finish it. But I haven't worked on it since... When did we do Wine and... No, in August. We did the Wine and WIP in July with Stitch Mania. And then in August it was like ABCs, school. And I worked on that some. So I haven't touched it in 3 months. And then the one thing I really would like to do that I haven't touched since 2008. My Henry VIII. I need to clean this before I do anything. Poor Henry's belly is the only thing done. I worked on him when I first got the kit in 2007 or 2008, and I haven't touched it since. And it's just sad. I could have had this thing done before having children. Ugh, wouldn't that have been better? So, I'm going to tighten this up while I'm talking. Well, I would really, really like to get him done. He's the main reason I became a history major. Not that I've done anything with my degree, but, you know. I have been to Hampton Court, outside London. I have stood at the White Tower or the Tower of London, where Anne Boleyn was decapitated. I love Henry VIII. No, he wasn't a good guy. I mean, he was selfish and just did what he wanted and found ways and people that would do what he wanted, you know, to help him get his way. So, you know, not that he was a great guy or someone to, you know, brag about being friends with. She didn't want him to kill you, but I don't know. This thing has to be redone. It just won't tighten. It's my old cheapy scroll rods like Hobby Lobby. I would love to get a quantum frame, but since I don't have a floor stand and I hold it in hand, I'll probably switch this out to a Q-snap, actually. It's just so tall to sit back and... Anyway, sorry. Off on a tangent. So I would like to get some good progress on Henry next year. So that's my 2016. And next I have... Okay, so last thing. If you don't care about tags, or if you want to hear tags, stick around. I've got a fun one. It's Joe and Molly's general stitching tag. If you're not into tags and you just don't care, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Keep making videos if you make them, because I do really love hearing them, watching them. I watch and I listen. I usually am stitching during videos, so I may not see all of anyone does, but I do hear what you're talking about. And I like to just hear it. Okay, so enough rambling. Okay. Number 1 is, how often do you stitch? And how long is your typical stitching session? I typically stitch 4 or 5 days out of the week. I would like to stitch every day, but as life happens, it doesn't always happen. But my stitching is always next to me in the living room. It's on a little table, so I can always grab it if I feel like stitching at the moment. And how long? You know, usually I tend to pick up my stitching after dinner, and I may stitch some until the girls go to, well, until I go to bed, usually after 10. So I may be holding on to it for 3 hours or so, but it doesn't mean I'm stitching for 3 or 4 hours. You know, you put things down, you do something else, watch TV. So, I don't know, I'd say I probably put in a good hour or so anytime I am stitching, unless I'm really focused. Number 2 is, what was the longest time, one-time session you had ever stitched for? You know, I honestly don't remember anything in particular other than in 2001 when I was finishing up a USA Santa by Alma Lynn for my mom for Christmas, and I was working at a hotel where I was allowed to read or stitch because I worked the evening shift from like 3 to 11. So I know, I remember finishing the back stitching on Santa there one night. So I have a feeling that I was really pushing it out, because at Christmas time it was always really slow there. This is an extended stay hotel. So a lot of the guests would be long term. They'd be there for several days or longer. And so they didn't typically, you didn't have a lot of check-ins and outs every day or phone calls. So I remember sitting at a manager's desk and working really hard to get that done one night. So that could have been 4 or 5 hours I worked on it that night easily. That's just the one time I remember, I got to get this done. I got to keep going, and trying to stitch fast. Number 3 is, show your favorite needle minder. You know, I'm going to show this one since it's handy. I do love it. It is my little rainbow. Problem is, I do not recall who I got it from. I know I got it almost a year ago. But he's like rubbery. It's a little flexible. I really like it. He's cute. What does it say, the way you stitch say about you? I'm really not sure what to say about this question. I stitch a lot. I try to stitch for myself more